What's up, guys? Welcome to Lone Star College Football. You got me and Christian over here getting ready to talk about this Texas Longhorns game against ULM Warhawks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Christian. Christian was at the game, enjoying himself, having a good time. So what you got over there for us?
Yeah, we got the opportunity to go and see the season over this year, and it was a pretty great experience. Got to shake Bijan's hand, and he's a real cool, down to earth guy.
You didn't even tell
So
me that. Wow.
I know it, Sydney's got it on video actually, so it's a long video. She couldn't send it to me, but I think she posted on Facebook. Uh, yeah, so it's Quinn's first start, uh, and it was exciting to get to watch him take the field. Started off kind of rocky. His first play, I watched it. I was rewatching the game earlier on Longhorn Network, and if you were watching at home, you couldn't even see the full play. So he almost threw a pick on the first play, his first pass. Um,
Ooh.
but Xavier Worthy was open. I think he second guessed himself and didn't let go of the ball. Uh, and so he threw it late. X went over there like a great receiver does. If the ball's not coming to you, go play defense. And X went up. He changed his route, went over and played defense and kept it from getting interception. So that was pretty good. Unfortunately, though, Quinn's second pass was an interception. But after that second pass where he threw that pick, he ended up finishing the game 16 of 22. So he was 16 of 24, but he started off 0-2. So 16 for 22 on his next 22 passes, 225 yards and 2 touchdowns with 1 sack, and then that 1 interception. That puts him at a 66% completion percentage for the 16 of 24, which isn't amazing, but in my what our quarterback conversation for what we need to happen for our teams to be successful, I put that he has over 65. So through 1 week, he is maintaining a higher average of what I said the minimum was. And like I said, that's with a rocky start. It was good. I think Sark talked about it in his press conference. He said he's actually really happy that Quinn didn't have a perfect game because we got to see him go out there in his first drive, first career pass, almost throw a pick, and then second play, throw a pick. And then he pulled it together, which was something we could not do last year. And he played the whole first half. He played the first 2 drives of the third quarter, and then Hudson Card came in. He went 4 or 5 for like 34 yards, but he took 2 sacks. And that's a big critique on him. Granted, it was our 2 and 3 deep O line at that point. So that doesn't really mean too much. Our starting line only gave up 1 sack. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. I saw Quinn take that 1 sack. I didn't know he threw a pick on the first drive. I saw it, but I didn't think it was the first drive. I was flipping from the Baylor game to the Texas game and tried to go back and watch highlights and everything. Yeah, that's good for him to. I think it was pretty good for him to go out and get it over with on the first drive. That way, it's not some. And he got over it. Like 16 for 22 is really good.
Yeah, I mean that would have put at 16 for 22. Had those first 2 plays not happened, that would put him hovering around 70%, which is pretty elite. And I mean it's against ULM, so nothing to write an article about, but not bad.
Yeah. My man, 16 completions for 225 yards. That shows me that y'all's receivers are stupid. Like I've been saying that they're going to be, and that worries the crap out of me. But anyways, but yeah,
our receivers really didn't play amazing. Xavier Worthy was held for 2 catches for 24 yards. Mind you, like I said on that first play, if Quinn, so here's the thing, y'all can't really see it, but X he's open on down the right sideline, and if Quinn throws it on time, where the safety's having to come across, X probably outruns him. It's probably an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers also overthrew X on 2 more deep balls that are probably touchdown. I mean, I almost wonder if it hurts our quarterbacks with how fast Xavier Worthy is. maybe if Xavier Worthy was a little bit slower, it'd be easier to hit him. But I feel like they know how fast he is, so they're just throwing it as far as they can. And then he's not able to get underneath it. And it's like, no, calm your arm down. Look at where he's at, sling it. Like, this is what y'all do. Uh, Jatavion Sanders, our 5-star tight end, he's a sophomore. He was our number one guy. He had 6 receptions for 85 yards and a touchdown. Loved seeing him play. One of my biggest critiques on the Longhorns over the last decade is their utilization of the tight ends. Since Jermichael Finley, and a bunch of y'all probably don't even remember Jermichael Finley, that he played for the Longhorns. He played in the NFL for a long time. Since him wearing a burnt orange jersey, we have not had a season with a tight end over 287 yards on the season. Jatavion just had 85 in the first game. We like that. I kind of skipped over. I'm just talking about receivers. You go ahead, and then I'll talk about running backs. Bijan had 3 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Love seeing him get the ball. He told Quinn in a press conference. He told somebody that he told Quinn, "Worst comes to worst, just throw it to me."
Oh yeah,
and I'll do what I can to get you out of it. And it happened. He went three for 40 and a touchdown out of the running back room. You love to see it.
yeah, man. That's what I was about to ask you about because that's pretty good for him to get average 14.2 and a touchdown. Man, Bijan 3 catches for 40 yards. What was up with that? Like, is he just getting open on like wheel routes, or is he running?
Yeah, I think the touchdown. I think his touchdown pass was on a wheel. It was either might not have been a wheel, might have just been a bubble, but I mean, a bubble kind of is the beginning of a wheel route, anyways.
Yeah.
I think that was the touchdown on the left sideline, and Bijan, that's just who he is. That's just a part of his game that is going to help him in the NFL. He's going to be one of those guys. What?
I'm just looking at y'all's defensive stats while you're talking.
That's going to help him a lot in the NFL or kind of combine stuff, but him on the ground because I was kind of disappointed. Not in how he played, but in how many touches he got. He had 10 rushes for 71 yards. That's 7.1 yards per carry and a touchdown. And there's a part of me that's like, okay, Sark, it's Quinn's first game. We got Bama next week. You probably want him to throw the ball. I get it.
Yeah.
You got to get Bijan over 100, though. You can't let Bijan in that game without 100 rushing. I mean, yeah, he probably only he's averaging 7 point. He technically could have done it in 3. Probably could have done it soon. I mean, I personally think they should have let him, play one more drive, give Quinn one more drive with Bijan. But he did get a rushing touchdown. Love what it feels like. Even his 2 or 3 yard plays, it just seems like he's just one broken tackle away from taking it to the house. Yeah. And then when he does get 7, 8, 9, 12 yards down the field, you're like, just if he could just there was a couple plays where you'll see him turn and he just puts his hand in the dirt and changes direction. And it's like, that one guy wasn't right in the perfect position. Bijan's probably about to take that to the house. But once they yanked him, Roschon came in. He had 5 for 34, 6.8 yards per carry and a touchdown. Jonathan Brooks had 5.3 and another touchdown. So great day out of our running back room. Really was impressed with them.
Yeah, I was about to actually speak on Roschon and ask how he looked in person. I mean, his stats look great as far as only getting 5 carries, averaging 6.8. Looks really good. Man. Yeah, but I want to just go ahead and tell you what I was looking at on y'all's defense. I was looking at tackles for loss, thinking that it was 6. I thought I got my bold prediction. I thought I did. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Christian didn't say nothing about that because I saw DeMarvion and then what is that, Surreal?
Baron Sorrell, yeah. Baron Sorrell showed out. I mean,
I see that.
It showed that he had 1.5 sacks. I was keeping count in my head. I was pretty sure I was at 3. So it looked like, I guess somebody else was in on that sack, but in my mind, they gave him 1.5. I don't really know how that works. If 2 people are getting a sack, they count it as a half. But from what I was seeing on the field, it looked like it should have been 3/4 of a sack for Baron Sorrell and a quarter for the other guy. He was all over the field. DeMarvion was for real all over the field. It's
Yeah, I
been
see
a
that.
while since I've seen a game where it just felt like every single time something good was happening, I watched number 0 get up off the ground from on top of the ball carrier. That's great. I love DeMarvion Overshown. I really hope he can finish that out for the season and have a great opportunity at getting drafted. On defense, you know, we played pretty well, all things considered. We had 3 sacks. We had a blocked punt for a touchdown on their first drive of the game.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and you know what's crazy is it was Deshaun Jameson who came up the middle. So you punt, you've got your line, and then you've got
Mhm.
those 3 guys, and then you've got your punter. Well, Deshaun Jameson plowed through the line and those 3 guys and somehow still got to that punter. Like usually they come around off the edge to block it. He
Yeah.
went right up the
He went
middle
good. Yeah.
and got the block. Keelan Robinson was right there. He picked it up, scooped, and scored. Keelan Robinson had 2 block punts next year, so it's no or last year. So it's no surprise that he was there waiting for that ball. Really happy with that. Deshaun Jameson also got a pick 6. Um, that one was the quarterback was throwing like maybe a little hitch route or slant, threw it too high, kind of just fell right in uh, Deshaun Jameson's arms, and he took it to the house. So I was
Mhm.
happy with that. I'd say on defense, there was a couple plays where I felt like we had people who could have been in position. We had one play where the quarterback rolled out to the right, kind of sidearm, slung a ball in there. And on the instant replay, you'll see there's his receiver going to catch the ball. And then right in front of him is a defensive player, just one arm stretched out, trying to get to that ball. And he's just probably that far. So
Man.
he's like in position, but quarterback put good spin on that ball and got it where it needed to be. So happy with that. We got Bama coming up, so definitely gonna have to tighten it up. But
Oh yeah.
uh, you got anything else to add on that one?
I just wanted to ask about DeMarvion. So did they have him
Yeah.
coming off the edge like they said they were going to, or was he still kind of back at 3 or 4 yards?
Yes, he did. He did get some snaps at edge. Um, it was to be honest, I didn't really watch him specifically.
Yeah.
I was actually more focused on our defensive backs when we were on defense, uh, because I'm kind of curious just to see how we'll do with Ryan Watts, a transfer from Ohio State. He's a big dude, number 6 on the field. That's a big cornerback. I was watching the defense D-back DBs a lot on the snaps, but he did have a couple snaps off the edge. He did have one penalty where he was running edge and he jumped off sides. Um, Fixable. It's a new position for him, really. So I'm not concerned with that. But he was in the backfield a lot, or he was behind the line of scrimmage a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had more sacks, or not more sacks, more plays at edge than I realized. Also, Jalen Gilbo, a true freshman, he was playing a lot at nickel. So it could have been that they were letting him run edge and then dropping that nickel in the linebacker, that
Yeah.
nickel DB in the linebacker. So yeah, that's definitely possible. I didn't really pay too much attention to it though.
Yeah, that's something I was excited for because in school, like back in high school, I watched him play like 4 years pretty much. Man, he was fast. Like
Yeah.
he played the edge a lot in high school.
He made some plays and it was like he made plays and I'd look to my dad and I'd be like, oh, I think that was he's like, nope, that was DeMarvion. I was like, no, it wasn't. Surely not. There you go. Sure was. I've got the game recorded, so I can tell you that Sydney won't get off tomorrow until like 8. So I probably am just gonna go home and rewatch the whole game. I've already started watching it. I'll probably just start it over and watch it again. But
Oh yeah,
yeah, I think that brings us to the end. Y'all be watching for us this week. We're going to come out. Not sure exactly what order. We will have our Lone Star poll. We will have our Lone Star locks. And then towards the end of the week, Thursday or Friday, we will do our pregame for Baylor at BYU and Bama at Texas. Uh, so, yeah. So we'll have that coming up towards the end of the week. We appreciate y'all. You can find him at L Patterson _3. You can find me at Christian H _88. And you can find our channel on Twitter at Lone Star _CFB. Appreciate y'all.